Hi everybody, Chef Cellini going to make a nice fried rice dish for you tonight. Now I just came in from doing a circuit training session for myself, and I also videoed that, and that's going to be coming out with this. So again, I'm in my workout clothes, and I promise you one of these days I'm going to show up in my Chef Cellini's outfit, but usually I come in from workout or from filming of a workout and come right in and get cooking. But anyway, here we go. We're going to have a vegetarian rice dish tonight, fried rice, using a brown jasmine rice. I've got a lot of beautiful ingredients for you here, all vegetarian. We are going to have some eggs. If you want to keep it vegetarian or vegan, you can get rid of the eggs, and I'll discuss that as we go along. So I'll take you through it step by step. Here we go. And here are our ingredients tonight for the dish. Here's our brown jasmine rice, and I've got that in the pot. We're going to get that going first thing after I show the ingredients, and because that's going to take the longest to cook, about 30 minutes. And here we have our vegetables. So we've got some beautiful spinach here, some baby portobello, kind of medium size actually, portobello mushrooms. And we've got our eggs. We've got some Chinese snow peas, some spring onions or green onions. We've got some baby asparagus. We've got some ginger, fresh garlic, and 2 little Thai chilies, red hot. Over here we've got our extra virgin olive oil. Of course, Chef Cellini always has to have his Italian olive oil in there somewhere. We've got some roasted sesame oil. And tonight I'm going to use 2 types of soy sauce. I'm going to use a black soy sauce, which I've used in previous recipes when I told you it's a little sweeter. Then I'm going to use a low sodium soy sauce, a little bit of garlic salt, a chili oil, and some black pepper. And I've got my trusty wok on hand. So here we go, step by step. So once again, I'm going to get that rice going first, and after that I'm going to clean up all my vegetables, and then we'll get chopping. So I've got our rice on here. We're going to get that boiled up and then put it on a low heat. All right, we're going to get our snow peas cleaned up here. We're going to break those off at the end. Pull those, you can see. I don't know if you can see that well, but there's a little strand. We want to get that out. Discard that, and then I'm going to get those in small chunks. So we already rinsed those up, dried them off, and those are ready to go. That's about the size we're going to use, little bite-sized pieces. So again, we take a little wet still, but going to take the edge and pull. There, that little strand came out. I don't know if you can see that. Here's a little bit more right there. You want to get that out, and then we're just going to break them in little bite-sized pieces. And there we go. All right, we're going to take the head off of that green onion, discard that, cut that in half. Put it there. 2 fingers in front, 2 behind, thumb guides on the edge. Go right down the fingernail edge, and there you go. That's how we're going to chop up our green onions, about that size. A real key with your mushrooms when you're preparing is you give them a quick rinse. And then you pat them dry, and get them real dry. If not, they'll absorb. If you keep them in the water too long, they will absorb a lot of water, and that's going to come out in your dish, and it's going to be watery. So quick rinse, get them really dry before you saute them or utilize them in your cooking dish. So I've got a piece of ginger skinned and cut up here, and I'm going to take just a little mini cheese grater, a little mini grater, and I'm going to grate that real fine. I'll just do a little bit here so you can get an idea. And you can see how fine that comes out. And I'm going to get that piece and another piece, and I'll show you the finished product later. But that's all we do. Got our baby or a medium-sized portobello mushroom. I'm just going to take the edge off of that. Not that we can't use that, we can. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to get some thin slices. Again, those 2 fingers front, 2 fingers back, down the fingernail. Guide it. We'll get it the other way here. And you don't want to go too small with these because mushrooms really cook down. So that's about as small as I'm going to go right there. Go any smaller, they're going to cook down and be too small in the dish. And again, in my fried rice, I want everything distributed, small chunky pieces. I don't want big pieces of spinach. So again, I'm just going to go one way, and then the other. And it's going to cook down as well, so not too small. That's about the piece I'm going to go, and they're going to cook down. We'll show you that when we saute in a bit. All right, for our baby asparagus here, I'm going to take the back ends, the tougher ends, the harder, bigger ends. I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to use only the fine pieces, small pieces. And we saute that down. That's going to be very delicate, and that's about the size I want right there. It's going to be very choice. Now, I've mentioned before in my videos, my family is Italian, and my grandparents came from Italy. My aunts and my uncle worked in my grandparents' Italian restaurant in New York, and my mother's a gourmet cook. When I was young and doing my high school years, we lived in Republic of China, and my mother was also a gourmet Chinese cook. So I learned from her and from the family. So I do a lot of Italian, a lot of Chinese, but I like to cook everything. And I'm doing a little twist on not a traditional Chinese rice. I'm using the brown jasmine rice, and normally you will not find the asparagus in there or the spinach, so I'm throwing that in tonight. Just a little twist, Cellini twist here. But I'm going to explain my ratios and proportions to you. Now, for me, in the way I like my fried rice, and I've got accolades on it, is that I love a lot of green onions, spring onions, and a lot of egg in there. Now, if you want to keep this strict vegetarian or vegan, you can omit the eggs. If you want the extra protein, I put a lot of eggs in there for that and for flavor and taste. Now my ratios here, you can see I've got a lot of green onions, a lot of egg, a lot of mushrooms, because like I said, they're going to cook down to almost nothing. Same thing with the spinach, quite a bit of spinach, because it's going to cook way down. Snow peas are not going to cook down, but they give you a nice crunch, nice flavor, peas inside there. And the asparagus is a smaller amount because the asparagus, that vegetable, is a very pungent, strong vegetable. So I don't want that to overpower the rest of the flavors in the fried rice. Now, I got about 4 or 5 cloves here, medium cloves of garlic, chopped really fine, so it'll be dispersed throughout the fried rice. We'll show you how we'll saute that up. We've got a couple little pieces here of fresh ginger and 3 real small Thai chili peppers. They are fire. So what we want is little surprise bits of heat throughout there. We don't want it to definitely overpower or burn people up. And I'm going to saute each one of these vegetables by itself. And then you'll see how I'm going to add them in the pan, because I'm doing a very large dish tonight, a very large amount of fried rice. Now, if I do just a small or moderate amount, I will take whatever vegetable, for example, like the asparagus are going to take longer, and then the snow peas, the green onions and the spinach, and the mushrooms are going to cook pretty quick. So I'd put all these in first, and then I would go with the asparagus. Then shortly thereafter, or just about the same time, I would add my snow peas to keep. I want these to cook down, not too hard, because they're going to not taste good if they're hard. These you want a little crunchy. Same with the green onions. So, and again, we're going to go in order of how long it takes to cook things. But tonight, I'm going to cook them all separate to get them perfect, and then add them in the dish all at once. Again, if I had a smaller dish, I would do one at a time. Then I'd make a space, put my eggs in, add my rice. You'll see how we're going to go here. Okay, so these are going to take the longest, so I'm going to get them first. I am doing one at a time. Those are my asparagus in there. And again, with your vegetables, you definitely don't want to overcook them. Now, asparagus, you don't want hard or any of your vegetables, but asparagus, it takes a little while longer to cook them. But I want to have everything just al dente, just crunchy a little bit. And again, if you overcook your vegetables, the heat is going to take all the vitamins and minerals out. So I'm not going to show you each one. It's pretty self-explanatory. You're going to put each dish in there if you do them separate or one at a time and saute them up. And so I'll show you later when we have finished sauteing each one. Now, a key to having nice fluffy fried rice and not clumpy is I've already cooked my rice. Now I have laid it out on wax paper, and I'm going to let it cool. Then I will add it into the pan later once I put all the vegetables and other ingredients. Then I'll add my sauces. But that's a real trick. Otherwise, your fried rice is going to come out real clumpy with that steamed rice if you just throw it in the pan and it's still hot. So you cool it and then let it separate. Snow peas in, and they're cooking up. And you want to hear that sizzle. Nice hot wok. And mushrooms in and heating up. My spinach is in and being sauteed, and I'm going to cook that all the way down. I'm going to cook that right like that, and we're good to go. And green onions in and getting sauteed up, just about ready.
Good.
Egg in, and we don't want to overcook. So, eggs scrambled lightly, very small pieces. We'll chop those up a little more. Garlic in. Brown just a little bit. Ginger in. Good mix. Thai red chilies in. A little color in there. Asparagus in. Snow peas in. Spinach in. Mushrooms in. Green onions in. All right, get everything mixed up real nicely here. Getting ready for our rice. Rice in, not too much at one time. We'll get that mixed up. Egg in last. We don't want that to overcook because it's already been cooked pretty well. Black soy sauce in, a little bit sweet. Sodium soy sauce in. Sesame oil, very strong, not too much. Chili oil in. We already got some Thai pepper, so not too much heat. Black pepper in. A little bit of garlic salt. All mixed up. So I got my spoon, I got that turned up really well now. Everything is mixed really well. There's our finished fried rice, ready to plate up. Our brown jasmine vegetable rice. If you want to go total vegan, you just cut out the eggs. Get that plated up. And here's our fried rice dished up and ready to serve. Bon appetito, everyone. Enjoy.